I just want to take this time as a nurse to say, be your own advocate. Like, if you have a doctor who's not listening to you, if you have a doctor who is not taking your needs and everything, your concerns serious, get you another doctor. Like, there's plenty of doctors out there. You are paying that doctor to do a job, and their job is to take care of you and to, help you with all your concerns and your problems that you may have. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I've been supposed to do this video for a long time, y'all. A long time, and y'all can tell by the title what it's about. It's been really hard for me to talk about this, and I've just been delaying it, but I'm finally gonna talk about it today. My PCOS story, why it's taking me so long to get pregnant, what am I doing, what have I done. So let's get into it. Okay, and I got a paper right here so I don't get all off subject, and I have my storyline right, my dates and stuff. Okay, so back in 2015 is when I first started trying to conceive. I was on the birth control, Nexplanon or Implanon, I don't know what it's called nowadays. I was on that birth control. I got that removed, and the doctor told me I could start as soon as I got my first cycle. And I just want to say, prior to birth control, I was completely normal with my cycle and everything. I didn't have any problems, like with anything relating to my cycle or my fertility or anything. So 6 weeks went by and I still did not get my cycle. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, it could take a year. Just, be patient. Everybody's body is different. So I was like, okay. So 6 months went by. I went to the doctor. I started gaining weight. I started developing hysterism, just really random weird things. And so I Googled my symptoms and PCOS pops up. I had no idea what PCOS was. 6 months came. I went back to the doctor. I expressed my concern for that I might have PCOS. He really didn't believe me. He kind of brushed me off. I feel like he didn't take me serious. Although Google is not, a good place to be looking and believing, and diagnosing yourself. I had the symptoms of PCOS at this time, and I felt like he should have, at the very least, looked at my ovaries or tested my blood, my hormones, to make sure that everything was okay. But he didn't. I just want to take this time as a nurse to say, be your own advocate. Like, if you have a doctor who's not listening to you, if you have a doctor who is not taking your needs and everything, your concerns serious, get you another doctor. Like, there's plenty of doctors out there. You are paying that doctor to do a job, and their job is to take care of you and to, help you with all your concerns and your problems that you may have. At this point, I feel like he wasn't listening to me. My fiance was just like, go to a different doctor and just see how things go. So I waited another 6 months before I went to another doctor. And my new doctor, I told him what was happening. I told him, prior to birth control, I was completely normal. I didn't have any problems in my cycle. He tested my blood that day, and he looked at my ovaries that day. And the next day, I was called into the office, and he told me basically that I have PCOS. So this was a year later, a year after I got my birth control removed. I went to a different doctor. So that was 2016 is when I was formally diagnosed with PCOS by a different doctor. Something that could have been diagnosed at, like, say, 6 months when I went to my other doctor. This doctor did in 2 days, and it was just like that. Like, he gave me, the Provera, started me on my cycle. That's when I did my first round of Clomid. It was ineffective. I took a break. Just having a failed cycle, I just had such high expectations, and my doctor was so positive, and I'm not blaming my doctor at all. I kind of wish that he would have told me, the chances of that I might not conceive the first round, and maybe my, such high expectations. But the letdown was really hard for me and for my fiance, and it just it was hard, y'all. It was just really hard. I think about 6 months later, I did another round of Clomid at a higher dose. Still nothing at all. Nothing helped. My ovaries hurt really bad, but I didn't ovulate at all that cycle. And after that, I was just kind of done. I kind of just want to say that I gave up. So at this point, it's been like a year and a half, and still no baby. And I was hurt because people don't tell you about these things in school. People, women aren't talking about this everywhere. And I feel like, women should know that, things like this happen. I had my friends around me getting pregnant, and y'all, if you have PCOS or any type of infertility problems at all, then you know what it's like to just see your friends making families and everything. In 2016, I was 22. So I was still young, and of course a lot of women are like, "Oh, you're still young, you have time." But, you don't want to hear that when you're trying to have a baby. So depression started to set in, anxiety started to set in. The what ifs, like what if I never become a mom, started to set in. And so I kind of was just like, it was too much. And what I didn't know at the time was that this was a part of PCOS. And it felt like nobody understood me. I was in this all alone. And then I found YouTube, and I realized there's so many women out there doing this, and it was kind of like a relief, because then you have somebody that understands what you're going through. You have somebody who can relate to you in every aspect and understands exactly what you're feeling. And in 2017, I developed kidney stones. Went to my primary doctor, and they diagnosed me with a hyperparathyroid tumor. Basically a tumor on my parathyroid, and it's completely different from your thyroid. Similar names, completely different function, and it is on your thyroid, but it's on top of it. But it's like the size of a grain of rice, so it's extremely small, but it has a very powerful function. I was also starting to have like memory loss and all types of things. My doctor did tell me that I did not need to get pregnant, and if I would have gotten pregnant, things could have ended very badly for me or my child or both of us. It kind of was like a blessing in disguise. Something that I had probably when I was like 17 is what my doctor kind of estimated based on my blood calcium level. This whole time I had this tumor, I had no symptoms of it, and I could have been pregnant, and he said I could have had seizures, my baby could have had seizures, it could have been really bad. It's been a blessing in disguise that I have not conceived up until that point. In 2018, in August, I had kidney stones again, and my doctor was like, "Hey, you know what? You got to get these kidney stones removed. You're almost going into renal failure." And so literally, I was at the doctor's office. He shut down his office, and he went to do surgery on me that evening. And I got my kidney stones removed. September came, and I had to travel 5 hours to Dallas and get my tumor removed. Came back, I think about 3 weeks passed. It was October. I got my left side of my kidney stones removed. And also in October, I ovulated for the first time. And so I was feeling like maybe that's why I had so many problems, because my calcium level, I really don't know how the two correlate, but I ovulated in October for sure. I did not get pregnant, but that's okay. So in December, I did another round of Clomid on a higher level. I think it's 50 milligrams. I can't remember the level. And still nothing. Where I'm at right now is we're just on a break. I'm getting married next month in April, on April the 26th. And that is when we are going to start trying to conceive again. I'm going to start a medication called Femara. It's similar to Clomid, but it's basically for women that Clomid doesn't work on. They try Femara, and I believe it's a medication for breast cancer, but it can be used to treat anovulation. So I will be taking that next month, or probably in May, because it's the end of April when I get married. So probably in May. I will be taking you guys on that journey with me in the whole process. This will be my 4th year. Wow. Y'all be sure to subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. If you have a PCOS journey that you are going on, or any infertility journey, I would love to follow you guys. I love watching you guys, and it's always the end result. Seeing you guys get pregnant and give birth is always exciting. So I will subscribe to y'all's channel. Leave a comment down below. I will check out y'all's videos, and I will subscribe to your channel. All right? Peace.